Poor guy.
Anyway, backstage. Proper stage, backstage at the NABBA Universe here at the FitX Expo thing. What did you think to that, Todd?
This is an unbelievable show. I mean, the level of competition. I've done the Universe. This is my fifth time.
Introduce yourself to anybody watching this, because I know who you are.
Right. I'm Todd Payette, and I'm from Canada, and I'm the rep for Canada for NABBA, and been competing way too long. But I'm always amazed. You come to the Universe and you look around, and the level of competition is unbelievable.
Well, you're in the Masters over 55 class again, right? Which we talk a lot about the Masters being huge classes with huge guys in there with quality and class and experience.
Yes.
Right? And they all turn up for a NABBA Universe show.
It's never been easy. Like, you know, you think, oh, Masters, lots of... No. The hardest classes in the whole show usually.
I'll put it into context. I rang a friend of mine this week who was going to do the Masters over 45s at the UK next week.
Yep.
And he went, well, I've had a look, and I just said no. Literally, that he said they're just too good, and that says a lot about the quality that's in there, mate. How we got on today?
Well, I got fourth place.
Fourth place in a big lineup.
Yeah, big lineup. It's the highest placing I've had at the Universe.
Oh, well done, mate.
So I'm quite happy with that. I always think if you're at the Mr. Universe and you're cracking the top 5 or 6.
Well, if you're in the top 6, it's an achievement, in it, right? There's no two ways about it. Top 6 at the Universe is massive in bodybuilding, full stop.
Really?
So, I mean, we were talking about it this morning. I said to you yesterday, I mean, this is the best look I've seen you bring to this stage.
Thank you.
And then you've got the best placing you've ever got in probably one of the toughest lineups I think I've ever seen.
You know, every year I come back and I think, well, it's not going to get any tougher. And then it does.
Oh, fucking hell.
There's no way around it, but it's such a well-run and fun show. There's so much camaraderie. We're all laughing, congratulating each other, having a good laugh, you know.
That's half the thing, is I think that's half the thing that keeps us all doing this. Yeah. Is we have so much fun behind the scenes.
It's like this huge family. Like, I've competed in North America, and it's a very different vibe there. Here it reminds me of getting together with your family at Christmas.
Mates, isn't it? Yeah. It's like, let's have a do.
Well, let's all go for a drink after, have a bite, you know, and we're all laughing and, you know, bugging each other. It's great fun.
It's there isn't a script for anyone watching this, right? We haven't inserted the world's family that often, but that's what everybody says when they come into an NABBA show. It's like a big family. You see, obviously, familiar faces, some that have been here from day one, like Jim Charles.
Yeah.
It's, you know, it makes a big difference, especially, I suppose, when you're traveling from overseas as well.
Yeah, I look forward to it. And having the opportunity, like last night, I had a chance to sit down with John Citroni, who's an absolute legend.
Let's get it right. John Citroni, the most successful NABBA competitor of all time.
Yeah.
So I think he's got 7 universes.
I think so.
To his name. I think
and several world titles.
Yeah, and amongst everything else.
And here's a guy in his 80s, and we're all sitting around, and he says, let's get a shot together. I said, great. He peels off his dress shirt.
He's still in shape.
He's still in shape. The guy's in his 80s. And I said, well, I'm not taking my shirt off because I'm not about to get embarrassed by an 80-year-old man. And he's still got the guns.
He hasn't he? He's living the life. He really is.
Are you kidding me right now? You know, he's unbelievable. And then the stories, you know, that he has.
Wait, well, surely, right? Because obviously, I'm 45. You're 55.
Yeah.
So you guys inspired my generation to get on stage. I would have thought it would have been the likes of John and that were inspiring you guys.
Yeah.
Well, they were the originals, weren't they?
They really were. I mean, here's a man that stood on stage with Arnold.
Yeah, well, this is it.
Right? You know, and truthfully, back then, they didn't let the high classes compete against each other, but they just selected the overall.
Yeah.
But I would have loved to have seen John stand next to Arnold because he was pretty thick. He was a big guy. And here's a guy, you know, you think your prime is in your 20s, 30s. John got better.
Yeah,
50s, 60s. He was unbelievable.
I think we've seen that with quite a few athletes, especially in the modern era, where I think people used to think your career was done by the time you were 40, which is why Masters existed. Right, but I think the best guys that you see are in the 40s. I mean, we'll argue that there's some phenomenal physiques out here, some guys like Adam in the early 30s when they really should be, but
Yeah.
we're just getting better with age. We're like fine wines.
I'll go with that. I'll take that.
What's next for you, Todd? What's the plan?
Some fish and chips and big piece of pie. But beyond that, I know that the World Championships have been announced to be in Australia
Right? Oh,
next year.
wicked.
So I've been to Australia, love it. So, it's a good excuse to go. And
You just like the air miles, don't you?
Sure. I just like traveling. But I mean, you go, that's one of the great things about NABBA Worlds is every year it's somewhere different.
Yeah.
So, I've got to see a lot of the world because of these shows. And I always love coming back to the UK for the Universe. You're the best people. Canadians pride themselves on being polite. We're nowhere near the English.
Well, that's what I would like to say. We try. I think we're all right.
Yeah,
So
excellent.
with that, mate, it's always a pleasure to see you. Well done today on
Thank
that.
you, my
Great
friend.
physique today.
Thank you.
Best we've
And
seen.
thanks for the fantastic chat.
Well,
you guys,
we do our best. We do our best. We make the product.
Seriously, if you're doing a show and you're not working with these guys, you're doing yourself a disservice.
I'm going to say we're always innovating, right? So obviously we send teams of girls and guys, me to Tampa. A lot of federations and federations trust us. We make the product. That's the big thing. We actually make the product. We don't just put a label on it.
Yeah.
We actually make it. But we're also always innovating as to what we can do to improve it. And this is actually a new formula that we ran. I ran it out last week. We've had a different show, and it has absolutely nailed it. Little bits of tweaking.
Probably the best color I've ever had.
No, we think so. It's just a little hybridization, but it's made all the difference.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Todd.
All right, bro.
Always a pleasure. I'll see you. If I don't see you before, I'll see you next year.
Yeah,
Universe.
absolutely.
Yeah, man.
Thanks, mate. Oh, you want that back?
I'll take that one.